a very warm welcome to all the student attendee joining us today from across the region. I am Mayank Kumar Bansal, and it is my pleasure to be your moderator for this special webinar. On behalf of ICI, CIRC, and the CICASA, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you. Many of you have recently seen the film Well Done CA Sahab. Its powerful portrayal of life and struggle of CA students. That movie beautifully captures the journey of ambition, per- perseverance, and the unbreakable bond students form on this path. Today, we are not just going to talk at four words. Well done, CA Sahab. We are honored to have the presence of some very distinguished member who have been driving force behind this event. To begin our proceedings, I would like to invite our esteemed dignitaries to share their opening remarks. First, to deliver the welcome address, I would like to call upon the visionary leader of our region, CA Ankur Kumar Gupta sir, Chairman CIRC. Sir, over to you.
थैंक यू मैंक। जैसा कि आज का सेशन है अपना ये क्या बोलते हैं सीए कैरियर कि सीए को हम एज ए कैरियर के रूप में ले रहे हैं कि हमको क्या क्या करना है, कैसे करना है। और इसकी मेन थीम यही थी कि हम जहाँ ब्रांचेस नहीं है उनको कवर कर पाएं। बट मेरे को जो समझ में आ पा रहा है कि बहुत कम एक्सेस का सर्कुलेशन हुआ होगा, तो पार्टिसिपेशन बहुत ना के बराबर है। तो कोशिश करें हम आगे से कोई भी इवेंट करें तो मैक्सिमम लोगों तक पहुंचे, जैसे कि मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट या उसका सर्कुलेशन हो तो मेंबर जुड़ पाए। अदरवाइज अपनी मेहनत करना बेकार हो जाएगा। तो अपन सब लोग मेहनत करते हैं और मेंबर तक ये बात पहुंचे, स्टूडेंट तक बात पहुंचे, वो बहुत जरूरी है। तो बाकी मैडम आज बताएगी हमको एज ए करियर के बारे में। काफ़ी लर्नर्ड स्पीकर हैं। इन्होंने बहुत अपने करियर के 15 साल बच्चों के बीच में निकाले हैं। तो बहुत कुछ सीखा है इन्होंने भी अपने जीवन में, और वो हमको अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करेंगे जिससे हम मेंबर तक या स्टूडेंट तक अपनी बात पहुंचा पाएं। एज ए आईसीआई, एज ए सीआईआरसी, क्या हम मेंबर को दे पा रहे हैं, क्या हम स्टूडेंट को दे पा रहे हैं, और स्टूडेंट के लिए इंस्टीट्यूट क्या क्या एक्टिविटीज कर रही है, उस धरातल को ध्यान में रखते हुए हम एज ए कैरियर कैसे इस प्रोग्राम को लें और इस कोर्स को लें, वो समझ पाएंगे हम आज। तो थैंक यू मैम, आपने हमको
Thank you,
टाइम दिया।
sir.
आपने हमको टाइम दिया उसके लिए। ओवर टू मैंक।
Thank you, sir, for that inspiring address. Your word always serve as a great source of motivation for all of us. Now, I would like to call a person who works tirelessly for the welfare of students, C.A. Dawal Kothai, sir, Chairman CICASA CIC, sir, please share your thoughts with the students.
Thank you, Mayank. Respected Chairman, CRC, C. Ankur Kumar Gupta ji, my Regional Council colleague, C. Nirvik Gandhi ji, and today's faculty, C. A. Payal Chauhan ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
जो आज का टॉपिक है सी एज ए करियर, जब मैं चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनने के लिए सोचता हूँ तो सोचने के साथ मुझे ये पता होना चाहिए कि मेरी मंजिल मुझे कहाँ लेकर जाएगी। क्या
Actually, sir.
मुझे एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, क्या मुझे प्रैक्टिस करनी है, या फिर मुझे जॉब में जाना है। इवन आजकल तो कुछ बच्चे हैं जो आफ्टर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी गवर्नमेंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विसेज में भी जाना पसंद करते हैं। तो अगर मुझे मेरी मंजिल पहले से पता है तो बहुत जल्द मेहनत करके मैं उन मंजिल तक पहुंच पाऊंगा। जैसे हमारे चेयरमैन सर ने कहा कि हम लोग जो वेबिनार प्लान करते हैं ऑलमोस्ट उन जगह के लिए करते हैं जहां पर ब्रांचेज नहीं है और बच्चे किसी चीज तक पहुंच नहीं पाते। हम लोगों की पूरी कोशिश रहती है कि हम सारे बच्चों तक मैसेज कन्वे कर पाए, और सारे ग्रुप के थ्रू हम लोग पहुंच तो पाते हैं। लेकिन जो रीजन है बच्चों का, शायद हो सकता है कि अब आईटीआई की सीजन आ गई है तो कहीं ना कहीं वो स्टक वहां नहीं हो गए हो। बट जो भी अटेंड कर रहे हैं या फिर बाद में यूट्यूब पर लाइव देखेंगे, रिकॉर्डिंग देखेंगे, डेफिनेटली वो उस पर्टिकुलर वेबिनार से हेल्पफुल होंगे। थैंक यू चेयरमैन सर फॉर दिस वंडरफुल वेबिनार। ओवर टू यू मैंक।
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words. Your commitment to the student community is truly remarkable. Now, I'd like to call C. Nirvi Gandhi, sir, CIRC, RCM of CIRC to share his words.
Thank you, Mayank.
Respected Chairman Ankur Gupta ji, my council colleague and CICASA Chairman धवल कोठारी जी, आज के हमारे लैंडेड स्पीकर जो आने वाले 2 घंटे आप सभी स्टूडेंट के साथ रहेंगे और आपको करियर की नई राह दिखाएंगे, पायल चौहान मैम।
Thank you, sir.
माई सेल्फ CA निर्भीक गांधी, सिकासा मेंबर ऑफ सेंट्रल रिजर्व इंडिया रीजनल काउंसिल। कुछ 2-3 बातें मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा। सीए एज ए करियर की हम बात करें तो आई थिंक कहते हैं ना कि स्काई इज लिमिट।
Sky is limit.
उस कोर्स का हमने चूज किया है, या हम वर्ल्ड की लार्जेस्ट अकाउंटिंग बॉडी के पार्ट बने हैं, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, सीए करने के बाद आप चाहे वो कर सकते हो, आप चाहो वो कर सकते हो, मतलब ऐसा कोई लिमिटेड, जैसे हम ना सीए में एंट्री होते हैं ना, तो कोई भी सीए कर सकता है, चाहे आपने इंजीनियरिंग की हो, आपने एमबीए किया हो, आपने बीकॉम किया हो, वॉट एवर, आप साइंस फील्ड से हो, आर्ट्स से हो, कोई भी आप सीए में एंट्री ले सकते हो। वैसे ही सीए बनने के बाद आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो, सारे ऑप्शन आपके पास खुले हुए हैं। सो सबसे बड़ा डिफिकल्ट जो टाइम आता है, सबसे चैलेंजिंग टाइम आता है, वो आता है कि आफ्टर बिकमिंग सीए, कि आप सीए कंप्लीट हो गया, देन क्या करें। तो उस टाइम पूरा टाइम आप ले, शांति से सोचे कि मैं क्या करना है, कहाँ जाना है। बिकॉज सीए डिग्री आपको वो ताकत देती है। बिकॉज आज आप जाएंगे पूरे इंडिया में, आपको सिंगल सीए ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा जो कहे मैं अनएम्प्लॉय हूँ, मुझे एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं है। आप एज ए टीचर बन सकते हैं, एज ए कैरियर काउंसलर बन सकते हैं, एज ए बिजनेसमैन, प्रैक्टिस जॉब, एज ए बिजनेस एंकर, एज ए इन्वेस्टर, राइट, एज ए पॉलिटिशियन। मैं आपको ढेरों लाखों एग्जाम्पल यहाँ से बता सकता हूँ जो सीए बनने के बाद उन्होंने इस फील्ड में अपना कैरियर चूज किया और एक बड़ा ब्रांड नेम बनाया। आज अमन गुप्ता हमारे वो हैं जिन्होंने दिखाया कि अपना खुद का ब्रांड कैसे डेवलप किया जाए, बोर्ड के जो प्रमोटर
Founder
हैं,
है।
राइट। अनिल सिंघवी जी, जिन्होंने दिखाया कि बिजनेस यार स्टॉक मार्केट को ऐसे भी प्रेजेंट किया जा सकता है। जी बिजनेस आप देखते हैं तो आज राकेश झुंझुनवाला ने लोगों तक इक्विटी तक पहुंचा कि इक्विटी क्या होता है, लोगों ने वहां सीखा। राकेश झुंझुनवाला एक ही नाम जानते हैं। आज सुरेश प्रभु जी ने बताई राजनीति कैसे की जाती है। आप राधाकृष्ण दमानी आप जानते होंगे, सभी नहीं जानते हो तो डीमार्ट को आप सब जानते हैं। उन्होंने लोगों को बताया बिजनेस कैसे किया जाता है, कैसा एक बिजनेस मॉडल डेवलप हम कर सकते हैं जिससे हम कॉस्ट से भी कम प्राइस में माल सेल कर सकते हैं। सो ये सारे ऑप्शन आपके पास में हैं कि आप सीए बनने के बाद में अपना चूज करें कि मुझे क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, अपना विजन बड़ा रखें। बिकॉज अगर 5 साल भी आप रुक जाएंगे तो ऐसा नहीं है कि जितनी पुरानी सीए, कहते हैं ना मैम कि पुरानी शराब, पुराने चावल और पुरानी सीए की डिग्री आपको ज्यादा ही देके जाती है,
Valuable होती है।
राइट। तो आप 2 साल 4 साल वेट करेंगे, जितनी पुरानी डिग्री आपको उतनी आपकी वैल्यूडेशन आपकी डिग्री में, आपके करियर में हो रहा है। आप ये ना करें कि मैंने 2 साल वेट कर लिया, 3 साल वेट कर लिया, कहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। एक सीए की डिग्री आपको कॉन्फिडेंस देती है कि आप जब चाहो जो चाहो वो कर सकते हो। अब सीए बनने के बाद कई सारे एग्जाम्पल, हमारे भीलवाड़ा के जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर थे नमित मेहता जी, जो जोधपुर से हैं, धवल जी आई थिंक, वो सीए हैं। सीए से उसके बाद उन्होंने आईएएस किया और भीलवाड़ा कलेक्टर थे, अभी उदयपुर में पोस्टेड है, राइट। तो ये सिर्फ कुछ नंबर्स मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, कुछ एग्जांपल्स मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ, ऐसे कई सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं। सो कहते हैं ना कि यूं ही नहीं चल के तर्जे सुको आया है और दाबे हैं पैर बुजुर्गों के तब जाके हुनर आया है। तो हमारा मेन मोटो रहता है कि जो काम हमने 5 साल में किया वो काम आप 1 साल में कर लो। अपने अनुभव से ना सीखे, हमारे अनुभव से सीखे। आज जो पायल मैम का एक्सपीरियंस है, धवल सर का है, अंकुर सर का है, इन्होंने जो लाइफ में एक्सपीरियंस लिए हैं, उन 10 साल का एक्सपीरियंस आप लेके उन एक्सपीरियंस को लाइफ में इंप्लीमेंट करें, उनके अनुभव का फायदा उठाएं, ताकि जल्दी जो काम हमने 3 साल 5 साल में किया वो आप 1 साल में 1 महीने में कर लें, ताकि वो टाइम आपको ना देना पड़े, राइट। और कहते हैं ना कि ऐसा नहीं कि हमारे कद कट गए हैं, हमारी चादर को देख हम कुछ सिमट गए हैं। यार क्यों सिमटना है, एक्सप्लोर कीजिए ना अपने आप को, लाइए डबल बेड की चादर। पूरे वर्ल्ड में इंडियन चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट की जो डिमांड ना पूरे वर्ल्ड में है। आप कहीं भी जाए, किसी भी कंट्री में जाइए, आप इंडिया से हैं, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है, यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम। और गजब की डिमांड है, डिमांड नहीं गजब की डिमांड है। हमारे माननीय जो प्रेसिडेंट सर वो कह रहे हैं कि 2047 तक में 50 लाख सीए की आवश्यकता है। आप पूरी दुनिया में एक सिंगल फील्ड ऐसा देख लीजिए, सिंगल इंडस्ट्री से देख लीजिए जिसमें सीए की रिक्वायरमेंट ना हो, सीए का बैक ना हो, नहीं मिलेगा आपको, ढूंढने से नहीं मिलेगा। और हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी कहते हैं कि 2047 तक विकसित भारत बनने वाले हैं। तो हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के और हमारे माननीय प्रेसिडेंट की विजन को दोनों को मिलाते हैं तो लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं हम चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट का बहुत बड़ा रोल एक विकसित भारत में होने वाला है। आपकी बहुत बड़ी भूमिका इसमें होने वाली है। तो आप उस ओर देखें, नेटवर्क में फोकस करें और साथ ही फोकस करें अपनी स्किल्स पर। रिसेंटली आपने देखा होगा मैम, पायल मैम, आई थिंक आपने सुना होगा, अभी 3-4 दिन पहले मैं एक न्यूज सुन रहा था उसमें 30% कंपनीज डिग्री के बेस पे आपको जॉब नहीं दे रही, आपकी स्किल के बेस पे दे रही।
स्किल के बेसिस पे।
बिकॉज नॉलेज तो अब चाहिए ही नहीं, वो तो कूट कूट के भरा पड़ा है चैट जीपीटी के पास में, एआई के पास में। वहां चाहिए स्किल्स। अब आंसर देने वालों की जरूरत नहीं है, अब क्वेश्चन पूछने वालों की जरूरत है कि आप किस क्रिएटिव माइंड से, किस क्रिएटिविटी से क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, या अपनी क्रिएटिविटी से कैसे वहां अपना एड ऑन दे सकते हैं, वैल्यू एडिशन कर सकते हैं। उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट है। बातें काफी सारी है करने के लिए, लेकिन आज हमें सुनना है पायल मैम को। हम भी काफी एक्साइटेड है मैम आपको सुनने के लिए, बल्कि फिर
थैंक
कभी
यू सर।
दूसरा। So again, thank you, Team CRC, Team CICASA, for having us a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Your guidance is crucial to the success of the student community. Now, it's my immense pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, a dynamic professional and a true inspiration, CA Payal Chauhan ma'am from Jaipur. CA Payal Chauhan ma'am is highly accomplished CA with extensive experience. She has mentored numerous students and has a profound understanding of challenges and opportunities within the CA professions. Her insights are valuable, and we are privileged to have her here to share her journey and knowledge with us. Without further ado, I hand over the virtual floor to CA Payal Chauhan ma'am. Ma'am, the session is all yours.
थैंक यू मयंक, एंड थैंक यू निर्भीक सर। आपने बहुत कम शब्दों में, बहुत कम टाइम में बहुत सारी बातें बता दी, और वो एक्चुअली सच्चाई है कि आजकल एआई है हर जानकारी देने के लिए। इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि हमने अपना स्किल सेट कितना डेवलप किया है, कि हम उससे क्या निकाल सकते हैं। सो थैंक यू सर फॉर गिविंग मी सच अ ग्रेट प्लेटफॉर्म, एंड एट द सेम टाइम थैंक यू धवल सर for thinking I can be one of the mentor among you, कि मैं भी अपने experience से बच्चों को समझा सकती हूँ। And at the same time, thank you Ankur sir for such a great, wonderful being a part of ICI family and taking such a good platform to teach my experience, yeah, tell my experience to student, feel wonderful. So sir, with all your permission, can I start the session?
हम आप स्टार्ट करिए।
है ना?
हाँ।
तो जो है
So, is my screen visible to everyone?
यस मैम।
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So, today, as we have already...
मैम पावर पॉइंट स्टार्ट नहीं किया आपने ना?
हाँ जी सर।
आपका जो प्रेजेंटेशन है वो स्टार्ट नहीं किया आपने, केवल
Sir, it's there on the screen.
नहीं मैम, वो सब कुछ आ रहा है, मतलब F5 से।
F5. I did, sir.
नहीं मैम, उसको आप लार्ज कर रहे हो, एक्चुअली ऐसा दिख रहा है स्लाइड 1, स्लाइड 2, स्लाइड 3 इस तरह के साइड में नजर आ रही है। तो आप
ठीक
ये
है।
यहाँ पर जो नीचे है ना, नहीं, जो यहाँ पर एक बटन है, जस्ट थोड़ा सा और नीचे कर्सर को लेकर आएंगे आप, थोड़ा सा और नीचे। ये जो प्ले का बटन है ना,
Play.
राइट राइट साइड में।
I hope this is done, sir.
यस मैम।
Perfect. Okay. So, let's begin with the session. I've been appointed कि आज मैं जो नए चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट्स हैं उन्हें बताऊं कि as once we have cleared our CA exams and now we are a chartered accountant, what are the opportunities which are available to us in our field? As sir already mentioned कि हमारी population, हमारी economy बहुत बड़ी है, and हम number as a chartered accountant बहुत कम है. Since we people love to have some data, so I'm presenting you some data जिसे हम चीजें डिसाइड करते हैं कि देखिए हमें कितनी रिक्वायरमेंट सीएस की होने वाली है और किन किन एम्बिट में होने वाली है. So as per the data issued by ICI in November 2023, हम लोग के पास अप्रोक्सीमेटली 3,80,000 के करीब सीएस थे in 2023. But now this is 2025. That means if I talk about in the number, there are 4 lakh active member as a CA fraternity. And if I further bifurcate, there are 2,40,000 who are non-practicing and 1,60,000 who are practicing. That means in the economy, which is population wise, we are number one, and we have approximately 1.5 billion population. And think about, we are just a few number of chartered accountant. जब हम छोटे थे या जब हम इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ते थे तो हमें एक रेशियो सिखाया जाता था डिमांड और सप्लाई का. जस्ट थिंक अबाउट हाउ एस्टीम प्रोफेशन वी आर इन. हमारी डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा है. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारा सप्लाई का नंबर बहुत कम है. तो ये कुछ डेटा है रिगार्डिंग द पॉपुलेशन. देन द नेक्स्ट कम्स, आप सब जानते हैं इंडिया अब हमारी फोर्थ लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी बन चुकी है. हमने अभी अभी जापान को सरपास किया है. और जब हमारी इकोनॉमी इतनी बड़ी है तो हमारा जो फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर होगा वो भी बहुत बड़ा होगा. और आप जानते हैं फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर को सरपास करने के लिए वी नीड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट. तो अब आप सोचिए, इन डेटा से हमें ये पता चल रहा है कि हमारी डिमांड कितनी ज्यादा होने वाली है. देन अगर इकोनॉमी बढ़ती है तो सेक्टर वाइज डेवलपमेंट होता है. तो अगर हम अपनी इंडस्ट्रियल ग्रोथ की बात करें, इन द लास्ट डेटा विच इज अवेलेबल टू अस, हमारा 9.5% इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट था. दैट मीन्स मोर ऑफ इंडस्ट्री, मोर ऑफ चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट्स आर रिक्वायर्ड. देन एट द सेम टाइम अगर हम सर्विस सेक्टर की बात करें, वो भी ग्रोथ में पीछे नहीं है. इट इज नियर अबाउट द लास्ट डेटा अवेलेबल 22-23 में 9.1% की ग्रोथ ली थी सर्विस सेक्टर ने. अगेन व्हेन एनी सेक्टर ग्रोज देयर इज अ इनफ्लो ऑफ फंड एंड वी नीड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट. तो डेटा ही हमें इतना बताता है कि इतने चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट, तो वी नीड इट. देन अगर हम बात करें पॉपुलेशन की, तो हमारे यहाँ मैक्सिमम पॉपुलेशन अब बेसिक एग्जाम्पशन लिमिट को क्रॉस करने लगी है. मेनी मेनी पीपल आर कमिंग अंडर द फेज ऑफ सरचार्ज एंड हायर इनकम कैडर. अगेन दे नीड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट जो उनके वेल्थ को, उनके टैक्सेस को मैनेज कर सके. यानी इस डेटा से हमें समझ में आता है इनकम की तो कहीं कोई कमी नहीं है, या यूं कहूं चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट की डिमांड की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है. Then can we say ourselves we are the wealth advisor? Yes, we people are wealth advisor. हम लोगों को बताते हैं कि हमें किस तरह से अपनी wealth को channelize करना है so that people can earn more and more. So let's start. What are the options available to us as a chartered accountant? एक वेल सेइंग थी डॉक्टर अब्दुल कलाम की, फॉर्मर प्रेसिडेंट की, विच सेज कि जो चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट होते हैं वो पार्टनर्स होते हैं इन द नेशन बिल्डिंग. सो आई फील सो हैप्पी, आई फील सो प्राउड. वी पीपल आर नॉट जस्ट अ चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट, रादर वी आर द पर्सन हु आर बिल्डिंग द नेशन. सो दिस इज द कोट विच ही सेड. देन एक और सेइंग है, जहां गुड़ होता है वहां चीनी आती है, या सॉरी, जहां गुड़ होता है वहां चींटी आती है. अब आप सोच के देखिए, हमारी जो इकोनॉमी है इन टर्म्स ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, इन टर्म्स ऑफ जीडीपी, इट इज फुल फुल. और जहां पर हम चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट बहुत थोड़े हैं. अगर हम सब अपना एपेटाइट भर भी लेना तो भी काम की कमी नहीं है. जैसे सर ने, अभी धवल सर ने बताया था कि काम की कमी नहीं है, हमारे पास बहुत सारा सप्लाई, बहुत सारा काम है, लेकिन जो हमारे पास सप्लाई है चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट का वो बहुत कम है. देन नेक्स्ट एक बहुत अच्छी कोट है रतन टाटा सर की. वो कहते हैं कि मेरा काम तो एमबीएस भी कर लेंगे, पर उन एमबीएस को ट्रेन करने की जब बारी आती है, आई नीड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट. दैट मीन्स एवरीवन हु इज अ एंटरप्रेन्योर, एनीवन, वो सब कहते हैं कि चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट बेस्ट है, जो आपके वेल्थ को मैनेज कर सकते हैं, जो नेशन को बिल्ड कर सकते हैं. नाउ फर्दर कमिंग, भाई एक सर ने जैसा बोला बिल्कुल सेम वही, कि एज ए चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट हमारे पास ऑप्शन क्या क्या है. अगर मैं आपको बोलूं ऑप्शन न्यूमरस है, न्यूमरस है. मेरी स्लाइड्स में आपको सारे ऑप्शन मैं बताऊंगी, लेकिन फिर भी एज एक जनरल जब हम ऑप्शंस की बात करते हैं, कुछ चार्टर्ड्स बोलते हैं आई प्रेफर अ जॉब, कुछ बोलते हैं नहीं मुझे प्रैक्टिस में बहुत इंटरेस्ट है, और सम सेज आई बिल्ड माय ओन बिजनेस. दैट मीन्स अगर हम बात करें how many options are there, there are usually three options: either go for a job, or either go for a practice or build your own business. आपको क्या चूज करना है वो आपके नेचर पे डिपेंड करता है, आपकी रिस्क कैपेबिलिटीज पे डिपेंड करता है कि आपको रूटीन जॉब चाहिए। अगर यस आपको एक रूटीन जॉब चाहिए, गो अहेड विद द जॉब। पर जहां आपको लगता है आप इनिशिएटिव लेना चाहते हैं, आप में रिस्क टेकिंग कैपेबिलिटीज हैं, देन गो फॉर अ प्रैक्टिस, द लिमिट स्काई इज ऑल योर्स। एंड जहां आपको लगता है आपको अपना ही बिजनेस बनाना है, तो आप अपना खुद का बिजनेस अपनी नॉलेज से डेवलप कर सकते हैं। नाउ बिफोर आई स्टार्ट अप विथ एनी इंफॉर्मेशन, कुछ चीजें हैं जब भी कोई व्यक्ति करियर डेवलपमेंट की बात करता है, आप अपने आप से पूछिए। सबसे पहले अपने आप को जानिए, हाउ गुड यू आर एंड वेयर यू आर गुड इन इट, यानी नो योर सेल्फ। अपनी स्ट्रेंथ जानिए, अपनी वीकनेस जानिए, अपने एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट जानिए, कौन से सब्जेक्ट आपको पसंद है, कहाँ आपको लगता है आप पैशनेट हो सकते हैं। ओके, वंस यू फिगर आउट आपको जॉब करनी है, आपको अपना ट्रेनिंग प्रैक्टिस करना है, या आपको अपना बिजनेस एक्सप्लोर करना है, तो आप अब उसमें अपने ऑप्शंस ढूंढिए। हियर आई एम, आज मैं आपके संग यही लेकर आई हूँ कि आप जो भी सेगमेंट चूज करें उसमें बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस होते हैं, एंड यू पीपल कैन एक्सप्लोर एनी ऑप्शन अकॉर्डिंग टू योर चॉइस। अब जब आपने अपना ऑप्शन एक्सप्लोर कर लिया है, तो अब आप फोकस होइए कि हाँ, मुझे अपने ऑप्शन को डेवलप करने के लिए क्या क्या एक्टिविटीज करनी है। एंड वंस यू टेक एक्शन यू विल बी फ्लरिशिंग इन योर करियर। तो ये मत सोचिए कि सब कहाँ जा रहे हैं वहीं मैं जाऊंगा, वो तो राइट डिसीजन नहीं है। आपका इनर सेंस जो कहता है आप उसे चूज कीजिए। ओके, जब हम सीए की पढ़ाई कर रहे थे, सिंस आई एम मोर ऑफ अमंग द स्टूडेंट्स, तो मैं बच्चों से सुनती रहती हूँ, व्हाट डू यू फील, कैसे एग्जाम पास होते हैं, आप क्या करते हो। तो सब कहते हैं मैम बहुत हार्ड वर्क करते हैं। तो हम उन्हें एडवाइस करते हैं कि आप स्मार्ट वर्क भी किया करिए। लेकिन वंस यू पीपल आर चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट, तो ना आपको हार्ड वर्क की जरूरत है ना स्मार्ट वर्क की जरूरत है, रादर व्हाट यू नीड इज हार्ड वर्क। आपका दिल जो कहता है कि मुझे करना है, अब आपको वो करना है। यानी गए वो जमाने जब हार्डवर्क और स्मार्ट वर्क हुआ करता था, अब जो टाइम है वो क्या है, हार्ड वर्क का। लिसन टू योर ओन सेल्फ, आपका दिल क्या कहता है कि आपको इनमें से किस किस करियर में अपना फ्यूचर नजर आता है। इफ आई टेक माई एग्जाम्पल, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी अमंग स्टूडेंट, तो मुझे ये लगता है एनीथिंग विच इज ग्रेट इज थिंग विच इज डन बाय लव, इज थिंग विच इज डन बाय हार्ट। सो आज की क्लास आई विल बी हैप्पी विथ, या मुझे लगेगा मैं सक्सेसफुल रही अगर मैं ढूंढ पाई कि आप लोगों में पैशन किस चीज को लेकर है। और जिस चीज में आपका पैशन होगा, अगर वो प्रोफेशन बन जाए, तो सोचिए स्काई इज द लिमिट, फिर तो किसी चीज का कोई एंड ही नहीं होता। क्योंकि हम बोर कब होते हैं, जब हम किसी चीज को इसलिए करते हैं क्योंकि हमें इनकम कमानी है, इसलिए करते हैं क्योंकि हम पर रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। पर अगर किसी चीज को हम पैशन के साथ करते हैं, तो बोर्डम का तो सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता। चलिए, सो इफ वी प्रोसीड फर्दर, मैंने आपको पहले ही कहा था, एज अ चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट, वंस यू बिकम अ चार्टेड, आपके पास तीन ऑप्शन होते हैं, जॉब कर लीजिए, प्रैक्टिस कर लीजिए, या अपना खुद का कोई स्टार्टअप खोल लीजिए, यानी एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बन जाइए। चलिए, हम सबसे पहले किस एरिया को फोकस करेंगे, जब हम क्या करेंगे, एक सीए प्रैक्टिसिंग फर्म खोलेंगे। दैट इज द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट। आई विल बी टेलिंग यू द ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच ऑल्सो, कि क्या क्या चीजें चल रही हैं और क्या क्या चीजें अपकमिंग है जिनको अभी इतना हम लोगों ने फोकस या एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया है। चलिए, एक क्वेश्चन रहता है हमारे बीच में कि मैम अगर हम प्रैक्टिस में जाते हैं तो हमारी इनकम क्या होगी। बिकॉज ऑफकोर्स सी बात है, जब भी हम किसी प्रोफेशन में पढ़ाई करते हैं तो हमारा एक मोटिव होता है, वी नीड टू अर्न द इनकम। तो मैंने कुछ डेटा प्रेजेंट किया है कि अगर आप बहुत ही, आपका कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स सेट अच्छा नहीं है, या कम्युनिकेशन अच्छा नहीं है, आपके स्किल अच्छे नहीं है, तो बेयर मिनिमम भी आप 4 लाख पर एनम कमा लेंगे इन योर इनिशियल स्टेज, जो कि बिल्कुल बेसिक है, यू जस्ट क्लियर योर एग्जाम्स। और इफ यूर एन एवरेज कि हाँ भाई आपके थोड़ा सा नेटवर्किंग ऑलरेडी है, so it becomes 9 to 10 lakh per annum. But if you're good in networking, you have a good communication skill, you have a good skill set doing your work, then sky is the limit. आप आराम से 40 लाख इन द इनिशियल फेज कमा सकते हैं। अब घबराइए मत 4 लाख को देखकर कि भाई 4 लाख तो बहुत ही कम है, इतना तो कोई बीकॉम का व्यक्ति भी कमा लेता है। नहीं, वी हैव अ ट्विस्ट इन इट। देखिए इस बात को समझिए, ये 4 लाख एक्चुअली मॉनेटरी बेनिफिट पर मत जाइए। सिंस यू आर इन प्रैक्टिस, प्रैक्टिस चलती है रिलेशनशिप पर, प्रैक्टिस चलती है नेटवर्किंग पर। तो ये जो टाइम फ्रेम है आपका, मे बी फॉर द 6 मंथ, मे बी फॉर अ ईयर, इस समय डोंट फोकस ऑन द मनी, रादर बिल्ड योर रिलेशनशिप, अपनी नेटवर्किंग बनाइए। ठीक है, नेटवर्किंग अपने फैमिली फ्रेंड्स के बीच में बनाइए, अपने होम टाउन में बनाइए, क्लब्स में बनाइए, एसोसिएशंस में बनाइए, स्कूल कॉलेजेस, क्योंकि अभी इस लेवल पे आप इतना ही जानते हैं। देन आपका जो लोकल कम्युनिटीज है वहां नेटवर्किंग बनाइए, अपने प्रोफेशनल्स के संग नेटवर्किंग बनाइए। तो इन द इनिशियल फेज ऑफ योर प्रैक्टिस, इट्स नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आप इनकम अर्न करें। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू बिल्ड अ नेटवर्क। और वैसे भी एक सेइंग है ना आजकल, तो नेटवर्क इज योर नेट वर्थ। सो दिस इज द टाइम व्हेन यू नीड टू मेक योर नेटवर्क। नाउ अब वंस यू हैव स्टार्टेड बिल्डिंग योर नेटवर्क, तो अब अपन देखते हैं कि हम किन किन एरियाज को टारगेट कर सकते हैं। व्हाट आर द एरिया विच वी कैन टारगेट व्हाइल डूइंग द प्रैक्टिस। The main and the most important जो every chartered accountant does, audit. But audit भी तो कितनी तरह की होती है, there are n number of audit. सबकी जानकारी होना अच्छा है, but I feel specific is terrific. अगर आप किसी एक चीज में स्पेशलाइजेशन ले लेते हैं, anything which is your cup of tea becomes the expertise, and as said कि specific is terrific. तो आज हम देखते हैं what are the traditional audit which we are doing it from the past, and what are the new audit segment which have highly emerged due to the introduction of AI. So the first and foremost are traditional audit, which is the statutory audit. So you can be very well versified कि हम किस में अपना करियर देखना चाहेंगे, statutory audit में। I have given some of the key aspect. If you're doing a statutory audit, that means you are checking the financial statements, you are depicting are they true or fair. The next thing is, while doing statutory audit, you need to have a well versified idea about the statutory requirement. You need to have an idea about Company Act, tax laws, IFRS, NDS. If everything is there, that is, you are very good in your taxation, in your accounts, then statutory audit is a good game changer. You can expertise in it. Okay, now the question will be, ma'am, what is the fees which we get while doing a statutory audit? It depends upon the level of organization. It depends upon city to city and the scope of work you are doing. But still, if I say for a statutory audit, 50 to 80,000 is paid for a single audit. That is a bare minimum you paid for. So it's not something that you should spare with. You should be, if you are good in accounting, if you are good in corporate laws, then statutory audit can one seek for. Then next, you can go ahead in internal audit. These are the traditional audits which we people are also doing from past. And while doing internal audit, so if I say internal audit, you have to make sure your entity, your client is what is their data, financial data. Is there any internal control which is missing? Is there any risk involved in the entity? Is there any cybersecurity threat which is available to the entity? Or is there any fraud detection? So while doing the internal audit, you have to take care of the entire financial statement of the organization on regular basis. So if you want a prolonged association with the organization, internal audit can one of the aspect you can search for. So till now, we've already discussed two audits, which is one can go with the statutory audit, which we call it stat audit, and the other one is one can proceed with the internal audit while practicing. Then the next is tax audit. Like for me, I love taxation. So for me, tax audit is always my cup of tea. I expertise in. So while doing the tax audit, you have to make sure that the accounts prepared according to the Company Act also tally along with the income tax rules so that taxation can be made. But here you have to have an intense knowledge about the Income Tax Act, other indirect taxes. So you can be a tax auditor in the companies. Then you can go ahead with government audit. Usually people like government audit. Then once we talk about government audit, you have to make sure that while a government organization is working, is it complying the requirement as per the statutory law which it is governed by? Then is it there a performance audit is being taken by you? That is, whatever cost they are incurring, are they making some profit out of it? Is the performance of the organization up to the benchmark which has been set up? Then environment audit, any organization which environmental laws are applicable, are they complying with the environmental laws? Then we have financial audits, that is the financial statement are accurate, showing depicting true and fair view. Usually government audits are conducted by Controller Auditor Generals of India. I have slides where I have told how you people can be a part of CAG team also. Then we have forensic audit. I've already discussed many of the audit like internal, external, then that is statutory audit, tax audit. When I was doing my CA, sir, it is like I was told while choosing there is two choices which one have to make very wisely. The first one is your career and the second one is your life partner. It is said like if you have a good career and if you have a good life partner, then the life is sorted, because half of the day is being spent in the career which you are exercising and the rest of the day is there at your family and with your life partner. So to all my viewers viewing the webinar, I'll say make a very wise decision between your life partner and your career. Whatever options are available, I'm giving you out key. Yes, you can do this, you can do that. Now, there is one more audit, which is forensic audit. Usually, see, wherever financial transactions are involved, fraud is very common. In order to find out the fraud, we conduct forensic audit. Forensic audit is a detailed investigation where we find out what is the fraud, what is the cause of the fraud, and how well it is planned so that it cannot be detected. So usually organization conduct forensic audit so that timely readdressal of all the frauds and mistake can be made out. Then we have, this is a new audit, which is there in the market and it is least explored. It will take time to become very popular among. So as CA and just a newly qualified CA, you can go ahead in specialization of carbon audit. Nowadays, since the environment laws are very stringent, that is, we are very aware of the environmental laws, and environment is taking care of the organization which are working and which emit pollution. So during the carbon audit, we make sure that any organization which is emitting the carbon waste, which is emitting the greenhouse gases, it should be at the level which has been prescribed under the environmental law. So if you need to specialize in this audit, you need to have a thorough knowledge of the environmental laws which are there in India and prevailing. So this is something new which is there in the market, as you can take it a profession. Then we have financial planning and analysis. So your everything about the audit has been conducted. I'll give you another option where you can go ahead with, which is financial planning and analysis. Okay, this is a segment where we, as a chartered accountant, make a financial plan for our client and we do the analysis. For example, for a bigger organization, we make a budget, we do a forecasting. Yes, you can have this much of income. This is what the capital requirement is all about. We do financial modeling. We make different models so that one can choose the best among the others. Then we have variation analysis, that is what we thought of and what we achieved. If it differs, then we do the variation analysis. What are the causes due to which this variation occurred? Then we do the management reporting under it. We tell the directors, tell the members in the annual general meeting what is the whole information we gathered during the process of audit, and we do the strategic planning also. So among the audit which we take, we can have another option which is financial planning and analysis as a career. Okay, there is a new area which is now very in, which is fintech. It is a combination of financial technology. With the help of AI tools, with the help of AI, we are taking our financial data all automated. That is, we are taking it online. So if you're good in online activities, then you can take fintech as your career opportunity, yeah, option. I'll tell bit about fintech. Fintech is actually a combination of two words, which is financial technology. Nowadays, digital payments, see, digital payment you are well aware of, but when it comes to neo banking means where actually a physical bank is not available. Everything is done online. So when the activities are online, then the auditor do the audit using the fintech technology. So if you are good in AI, and as per ICI, you are seeing ICI is taking great initiative to introduce AI among the members. So you can take fintech as one of the career option. In the same way, there are two more options which are emerging, subtech and regtech. I'll explain about it. Subtech is supervision with technology. You need not to go physically to the organizations. Nowadays, everything is online. Why not to do the supervision by using the technology? So we can have one more aspect as subtech. And the same way, almost every organization have some kind of regulation applicable on them. Same way, organization doesn't know about what regulation are they have to avail. Yeah, they need to compile what regulation they are actually complying, and what are the loopholes which they do not even know. In that case, you can have regtech. It is regulatory technology. This can again be done online, and this is a great as a career because here you need not to go to the locations. It's all done at your ease, at your home, at your convenience. So this is something new you can try off, which is fintech, subtech, and regtech. But for that, you should be well versified with the automation of all the technologies. Then another aspect as a chartered accountant we can take ahead is wealth management. See, as already been discussed, India is first in the population and the fourth largest GDP. That means we have many people with great wealth, and these people know how to earn wealth, but they doesn't know how to earn wealth from the wealth. So these people take our help to manage their wealth. So another activity which one a chartered accountant while practice can do, he can become a wealth management, wealth manager. Now, as a financial advisor, what role can you play for your client? Okay, you can uh, become a portfolio manager. You can tell your client what portfolio he can invest it so that he can earn huge return. Then the other one is you can become private banker. This is very in as a private banker. Private bankers are usually chartered accountant with the client which have huge net worth. They have such a huge network, they need to channelize it in a proper manner. So they ask chartered accountant for their professional service, how the income can be or how their net worth can be increased. Then we can be the financial planners also. We'll tell them how and when to invest, when to disinvest, and the thing like that. So you can also be a wealth managers, planners. Then there is one more new concept there, which is cloud accounting. Nowadays, India or any local area is not a boundary. You can go globally. In the same way, as already said by the sir, that Chartered Accountant of India are one of the best chartered accountant. They are more knowledgeable. They are well equipped what to do and what are the areas they need to focus upon. On the same way, nowadays, the accounting of other countries can also be undertaken by Indian chartered accountant through cloud accounting. But the only issue with this is you have to be well versified of the laws of the country जिसकी आप accounting को check करेंगे या जिसके financial statements को आप देखने वाले हैं. तो cloud accounting आपको एक international knowledge की भी demand रखता है कि you should know the knowledge about the country of whose accounting you're taking about. So cloud accounting is another aspect as a chartered accountant you can go ahead with. Okay, highly demanded है. Of course, highly demanded होगा क्योंकि global opportunity है. Flexible work है. Of course, you can work from your home as per your convenience, and growth opportunity is tremendous because all over the world का data आपको मिलना शुरू हो जाता है. So this is something new. Then we have corporate governance and valuation and insolvency. I'll talk about there are many of the organizations which are at the point of merger or which are at the point of the demergers. Now the thing is, all they are on the verge of insolvency. They need professionals. So if I'm acquiring a business, I need a professional who can tell me, is this a right decision to acquire the business? What the consideration am I paying is right for the payment? What are the future aspect of the business? Will it survive or it is not a wise decision to acquire the business? This is done by a chartered accountant. With their thorough knowledge, with their practice, they make a report in which taking all the environmental aspect into consideration, the financial aspect, we give our client a decision whether to do a merger, whether to do the acquisition, whether to do amalgamation. Then, when a person gets insolvent, a chartered accountant help negotiating the creditors so that can help our client. Then selling of the asset at the most beneficial way to the client. So you can be pro at, you can gain knowledge of insolvency and the risk management. But if you're planning this as a career, make sure you also have an idea about IBP law, that is Indian Bankruptcy Code laws you should be knowing knowledge about. Then there is one more aspect which is still not so in the market. It's still to be focused upon due diligence. Due diligence is now being undertaken by a chartered accountant. The same concept. If any entity if any entity is taking mergers, is acquiring, is in the investment phase in the another business, they want to know, is it right to take the business? Is it right to acquire the business? Is there any red flag associated which says no, the business should not be acquired? Is there anything that the client should be informed about? We hire a professional, a chartered accountant, which make the whole investigation, which make the whole report and tell about the due diligence report. Key, yes, we should acquire the business because it's a profitable venture. The due diligence can be taken in many of the area. Are your corporate governance is there? Are your corporate laws has been compiled with your tax diligence? That is, are you complying the tax laws? Then we have another option, and a nice option. You can be a project, you can be in project financing. Usually, whenever an organization want to have finance, there are so many options available in for the finance. But a chartered accountant make a decision what should be the source of finance, what are the risks associated with the finance, and what are the costs associated with the finance. It gives a proper insight to the client. Taking the finance from this is a good option, whereas taking a finance from this option may not be so feasible. So, as a practicing chartered accountant, you can give an advice on the project financing. Then this is some of the information I have given, that project financing is always helping the client to raise the capital at the lowest cost. Okay, I have given you so many information. You can go ahead with that. You can go ahead with that. But still, my insight, my knowledge, insight says that it is always, don't go with everything. One cannot be good at everything. It is always have something which is your forte, which is your cup of tea, which says, since I'm always a believer, specific is terrific. That is, you should have one thing in which you are very good at. Choose your that one thing very wisely. Then, as I started with, whatever you do, whatever path you choose, whatever forte you want to opt, always find happiness, because if you're happy doing the work, it will last long. But if you're doing it due to the burden, due to because everyone does, then it won't last long. So always find happiness, whatever work you're doing. Then I have told you many a thing about CA while practicing. See, it is not just an end. You have many other options, but I tried to cover all those aspects which are usually chosen by the new chartered accountant. And now we'll take CA as a job opportunity. See, if I feel, yeah, if I share my opinion, going with a job or going with the practice is all the mindset. If you want a routine life, that is 9 to 5, right? Then go for a job, though it is different. 9 to 5 is just on the paper, it is 9 to 9, right? But still, if you need a regular life pattern where there is scope of changes are very less, then go for a job. But if you love to take initiative, if you have a risk taking capabilities, if you always like to explore, then go with the practice, because practice give you immense satisfaction. It let you be the part of the CA fraternity. Every day you meeting the client, you doing new and new type of work, because global economy is dynamically changing, and where there are changes you need to update your self. That means you are always shoot up, you're always tied up ki yes, you have to learn. Whereas on the job, you have a regular flow of pattern, you're doing this activity from last year's, then last year's, and to the current year also. Anyhow, that is your choice. We'll see what are the job opportunities available in the CA fraternity. If I talk about job opportunities, it is actually it is wholly dependent upon the sectors which are available in India. Every sector have its own type of working, have its own regulatory, and there you need to perform the activity according to the requirement of the specific sector. Now, we'll talk first about insurance services, right? Insurance services is inseparable part of any economy. Uh, Even we people have insurance, which is life insurance. Even our cars are insured. Even our offices are insured. Our PCs are insured. Everything is insured. That means insurance is inseparable. So there is guarantee of job over here. This segment won't, it is like it came, it went, it is nothing like that. So it's a good job opportunity. In the insurance sector, what you can perform with, what designation you can be given with, we'll talk about. You can be the financial controller. You can think about what are the sources, yeah, how the premium has to be set, what are the sources in which insurance sector can earn the income. Then you can be the internal auditor. Of course, internal auditor is required in every sector. Then you can be compliance officer. You have to make sure that the insurance company is fulfilling all the compliance requirement as been given by IRDA and the other authorities. Then you can be the tax consultant. You can take care of the tax matter of the insurance sector. Then, very important, you can be an actuarial accountant. But the point is, if you need to go with actuarial accountant, you need to clear some more paper which are of actuarial science. But this is a very promising career with a high pay band. Then you can be the accountant that is managing the accounts of the insurance sector. So insurance sector is one of the prominent sector one can go ahead with. Then you can take your career to the banking section sector. Yani banking is again, it is the lifeline of any economy. Think about a day without a bank. I think it is not possible. Every transaction we are doing, we are using the phone pay, we are using our credit card, we are using our debit card. That means banking is inseparable. A economy without a bank is like one can't think about it. So banking sector is like great opportunity if you are seeking for the job. So I have mentioned the CEO and the managing director of HDFC Bank, who is also a chartered accountant. So you can have a good position in a banking sector. We'll talk about what are the role as a chartered accountant you can have in a bank. You can be a credit manager. You'll analyze the portfolio of the client, that is the person who's asking for the loan, that is the risk, capability of repaying the loan available to the person. You have to make sure is the loan given is without risk. Then another, risk management, since banks are full of risk. So you can make sure, yeah, you can make report, you can advise the board about the probable risk or the risk which have already incurred in the past, which should not occur again. Then you can conduct the internal audit, but of course, then you can be the financial controller. You can make sure what are the financial activities which are not required and can be curbed down. Then regulatory compliance, you all know, once you are in a banking sector, then the Banking Regulation Act, RBI rules and regulation are applicable on the organization. So you should have a thorough knowledge about the regulatory authorities applicable on banking sector. Then you can be a taxation advisory to the banks, because banking are also tax paying entities. Then you can do the forensic accounting, that is the fraud detection. Of course, banks, we know the past, we know so many scams, right? So frauds are there in the bank, so you can be taking initiative to detect the frauds. Then Indian telecom sector is the another sector when one can opt for the service. Latest, I was just surfing the news. I came to know there are so many news about Vodafone being closed down. So there is a new information which I also saw. Ki the BSNL is launching one of the lowest cost SIM available, which is very. Since I am not very pretty sure about the information, so I'm not quoting the data. So telecommunication is inseparable. Think a day without a telephone. Is that possible? It's not possible. If we are there, then our phone are there. In fact, when I talk to students, they say, "Ma'am, एक दिन खाना नहीं दोगे तो चलेगा, पर अगर एक दिन फोन ना दो तो नहीं चल सकता." And I mean it. That is actually true. हमें व्रत रखना आता है, यानी हमारे व्रत किससे चलते थे? खाने से। पर अब मुझे लगता है व्रत को बदल देना चाहिए। व्रत का मतलब है एक दिन आपकी लाइफ में टेलीकम्युनिकेशन यानी आपका फोन इंटरनेट नहीं है। सो इंडियन इकोनॉमी विदाउट टेलीकम्युनिकेशन सर्विस आर इनकम्प्लीट। सो यू कैन फाइंड अ जॉब इन टेलीकम्युनिकेशन सेक्टर ऑल्सो. It is promising sector and it is something which is regular. Then many of people ask me, many students ask me, "Ma'am, are there options that we can go in government job? As we are chartered accountant, can we have some jobs which are only for CS and those are government job also?" Like if I talk about myself, my family is completely from the government oriented family. Everyone is in government job. So I feel yes, people love to have government job. और फिर वो एक saying भी है कि हम गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़ना नहीं चाहते, पर हम गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़ाना चाहते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ इनकम होती है, हमारी तरह से भागा दौड़ी नहीं होती लाइफ में, एक स्टेबल लाइफस्टाइल होता है। सो यस, देयर आर मेनी ऑप्शंस which can be pursued in government job also as a chartered accountant. So some of the options are, there is one exam under UPSC, which is Indian Audit and Account Services. Sir, I feel when I was pursuing my CA, nobody guided me like this. If I would have a guidance, what can I do? I would have definitely appeared for these papers. Definitely. If not, so what? I am a chartered accountant, but if I get this job, then I am one of the UPSC clear person. So due to absence of information, lack of such kind of webinars and seminars, we were unaware of these facts. Anyhow, at least we can now give it to the student as many as possible. So there is one paper in UPSC, which is Indian Audit and Account Services. The best part is it's a civil examination, but they have a particular quota of chartered accountant. So people fighting here are people among you. So you need not to worry. वो तो कितने टाइम से सिविल सर्विसेज की पेपर की प्रिपरेशन कर रहा था? नहीं, chartered accountant will be fighting this paper. Then the next paper which could be done for the government exam is Indian Revenue Services. We all हमें इंटर से पढ़ाना शुरू कर देते हैं कि CBDT होता है, देन वी हैव CBIDT होता है, दैट इज इनडायरेक्ट बोर्ड्स होते हैं, डायरेक्ट बोर्ड होते हैं, उसमें ऑफिसर्स भी तो होते हैं, और वो ऑफिसर्स हम में से ही एक होते हैं, क्योंकि चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट से अच्छा लॉ और टैक्स तो कोई जान नहीं सकता। तो इंडियन रेवेन्यू सर्विसेज में, दैट इज IRS में, एक पेपर यूपीएससी के थ्रू कंडक्ट होता है जिसमें हम appointment करते हैं for the CBDT and CBEC. So that is again a paper which could be filed after becoming a chartered accountant. Then we have more of job openings, which is public sector undertaking. PSUs में भी बहुत सारी job available होती है। अब अगर हम PSUs की बात करें, लाइक ONGC हो गया, BHEL हो गया, सेल हो गया, अब दो बातें हैं। ये लोग कुछ तो एग्जाम कंडक्ट करते हैं कि आप ये एग्जाम फाइट कीजिए एंड इफ यू क्वालिफाई बेस्ड अपॉन योर मेरिट, हम आपको जॉब दे देंगे। और कभी कभार इनके पर्सनल इंटरव्यूज भी होते हैं, उसके लिए आपको इन रहना पड़ेगा। यू शुड बी नोइंग कि किस चीज का क्या ओपनिंग कब निकल रहा है। Then our one of the interesting body, the governing body, which is Reserve Bank of India. We have many job openings in RBI also. And ये जो initially appointment करती है वो grade B officers की करती है and the preferred chartered accountant, because we people have a very good and thorough knowledge of financial segments and sector. So you can fight for the paper of grade B officers in RBI. Then you have opening in SEBI also. Like in SEBI also, there are many recruitment done by the SEBI, and those are all the government jobs. For that, you need to have a thorough knowledge of the regulatory market, which is SEBI, and the security market. Then we have job under government, state government finance department also. The above job openings were at the central level, whereas wherever, which state which you belong with, you have state government openings also. Say state government finance department. Here, the exams are conducted to appoint the finance officers. You can go ahead with that also, and none other than our ICAI. ICI also recruit people like me also who are like doing research job, who are good in teaching. So ICI is also providing the jobs opportunity to chartered accountant. So these are some of the government jobs which are available. Okay, now if the job criteria is complete, I'll still say it is not key. We have only these limit. Our limit is limitless. We have sky to try for. We can do as many as things which are possible. I have certain people example also, which are like, if I talk about, we can be a politician also, right? Now, Raghav Chadha, Mr. Raghav Chadha, he is a CA and he is very doing great in politics also. So these things are numbers, these are the figures which we are quoting to you, but this is not the end. There is endless opportunities available. So we'll do the third point, which is entrepreneurship and startup. Many people think I cannot be slave or I cannot be an employee, I cannot take the instruction from others. Then the right decision is be your own boss. Why to take decisions? Why to take instruction from the other? Why not to give instruction? So using your own expertise for your own self, you can be an entrepreneur, or you can start your own startup. Okay, as we have already mentioned their name, we have some name which are very good doing they are good entrepreneur, they are doing wonders. First, Kumar Mangalam Birla. Everyone knows the founder member of Aditya Birla Group. He started his own business. He is a chartered accountant. He uses his expertise in his own business. The same way we've already quoted also, CA Aman Gupta. He's a co-founder of both, and he uses his skill, his specialized knowledge in his own business and doing wonders. I don't know why the data has been distorted, but I tried to figure out something which was very interesting, though it's not, but still I'll explain. If you don't have a job, see, we can read this. No job, 9 to 5 job, self-employed and business owner. So let's do it. I'm there to explain. If you have no job, you have ample of time, but you don't have money to travel, and you don't have money to spend lavishly because you don't have work now, you only have time. But if it is 9 to 5 job, you don't have time, because 9 to 5 is just on the paper, it's 9 to 9, right? So you don't have time. But the point is, you have money to travel, you have money to enjoy, but point is you don't have time because it's 9 to 9. No. Then if you're self-employed, then you have time for your own self, because once you do it for your own self, initially it take time to settle down, initially you need to invest time. After some times things settle, and then you need to instruct. So you have ample of time. With the same zeal, you have time to travel also, and with the same zeal, you have time to spend also. So self-employment, yani practice is a good option. But if you become a business owner, then the sky is the limit. You have money and money only. Then you have time also. You have time for your family. You have time for your travels also. So there was a chart which was depicting ki where you have time, where you have money, in which order. Very not so very common usually, but still, I think teaching is also one of the profession. One can go ahead. When I used to be in the tuition centers, when I used to take the tuitions, I used to calculate, सर के पास 100 स्टूडेंट्स है ना, एक स्टूडेंट से 5,000 रुपए लेते हैं, इंटू करो, है ना, ये तो एक बैच है। सर सुबह 2 बैच लेते हैं, सर दोपहर में 2 बैच लेते हैं, सर शाम को 2 बैच लेते हैं, सोचो कितना कमा रहे होंगे। फिर कभी कभार कुछ रील्स देखे, वी आर ऑल ऑन द सोशल मीडिया, कभी कभार हम रील्स देख लेते हैं, हमने ये बंगलो खरीदा है, इसके एक साइड से सी फेसिंग है, तो हमें लगता है क्या बुराई है। मतलब आप देखिए, टीचिंग इज अ नोबल प्रोफेशन ऑल्सो। ब्रांड नेम का ब्रांड नेम बनता है, और आप अपनी मर्जी के मालिक होते हो। यानी आप सुबह 2 घंटा पढ़ा लीजिए, जो साल भर में इंसान कमाएगा वो तो हम 2 घंटे में निकाल लेते हैं। सो टीचिंग इज ऑल्सो अ नोबल प्रोफेशन। वन कैन गो अहेड विद टीचिंग, बट इट सीम्स इजी, इट्स नॉट इजी, राइट। मुझे याद है सर हमें 4-5 बार समझा दिया करते थे। तो इफ यू आर टेकिंग टीचिंग एज अ प्रोफेशन, प्लीज पेशेंस लेवल को कूट कूट कर अपने अंदर रख लीजिए। यानी आपके पास बहुत सारा पेशेंस होना चाहिए, बहुत सारा। बिकॉज जो आपको लगता है लोगों को समझ में आया, जरूरी नहीं है कि वो बच्चों को समझ में आया। तो यू नीड टू एक्सप्लेन इट n number of time, maybe not by this error, yeah, maybe not by this method, then by the other method. At the same time, टीचिंग में अपडेशन की बहुत जरूरत है। Every day is a new day. Every day it's a learning phase, and you need to be updated. What are everything? What are the new ways which are going on? मतलब मैं sir, it's been years since I did my chartered accountancy examination. पहले बोर्ड पे पढ़ाया जाता था. Then we used to have chalks. फिर उसके बाद वो मार्कर आने शुरू हो गए। देखिए टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट हुआ। आई रिमेम्बर वो एक प्रोजेक्टर सा हुआ करता था, उस पे क्लासेस होती थी। आजकल तो ऑनलाइन क्लासेस होती हैं, यानी टेक्नोलॉजी हैव चेंज्ड। और एआई तो आजकल टीचिंग का तरीका भी अपना लेता है, एंड वो क्लासेस भी ले रहा है। सो टीचिंग कैन ऑल्सो बी अ फ्लरिशिंग करियर। ओके, I had something more to tell about. Why stuck up to these options only? सी इंस्टीट्यूट हमें इतना डेवलप कर देता है अपने करिकुलम में कि वी पीपल कैन एक्सेल एवरीवेयर वी गोज। यानी इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली जॉब, इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली practicing, it's not about our own business, it is wherever we go we'll excel. See some of the example I have mentioned. CA Piyush Goyal, who doesn't know him, right? He's one of the cabinet minister also. He was former railway minister. Think about, he's a chartered accountant. He excels so well. He's neither in job nor in practice. Now he is a our rail minister, former rail minister. So you, the sky is the limit. Then just think about CA Shekhar Kapoor, and he's a film director. Since his passion was directing the film, he took it as a profession and he's excelling in it. Then we can talk about CA Siddhant Chaturvedi. He is a actor, though he is a chartered accountant, but he's excelling as an actor. So how can we limitize? Ki we need to do only this. This is your opinion. This is your life. This is your career. Do whatever you feel like, right? And then I talk about CA Raghav Chadda. Then he's a politician and a prominent politician. I have heard his speech in the parliament, which is very good. So the thing is, we people can excel anywhere we are given an opportunity. So these are also the careers which one can imply with, or we can say think about आपको करना क्या है, और बस उस मकसद को लेकर काम करना शुरू कीजिए। So this is some of the option which I think I can give as an information. I hope people and students and everyone got enlightened with ki yes, we have so many career option and the sky is the limit.
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, Thank you so much, ma'am, for the incredibly insightful and motivating session. Your details presentation has surely provided a clear roadmap for the student. I think after today's session, one thing will be clear to all the students, that is their career. Second thing will take some times after when they will get settled down. Uh, ma'am, as I can see one and two student has raised their hand. Okay, so they are not there in the webinar now. So on behalf of some student, I will ask two, three questions from you. Ma'am, like ma'am, you had summarized many different career options for the students. I think many student has got confused about in practice there are numerous of things. You had told about 10 things which things this would follow. So, in your opinion, if there are 10 things after choosing practice, so which thing they have to go, which uh, specialization they have to choose, and how they can choose?
If you ask me my opinion, since everything is AI oriented and the future belongs to AI, so I think whatever specialization one want to choose, but inculcate AI in it, because after sometimes life without AI will be incomplete. So be well versified with the AI technology, take all the classes, take all the courses which have been taken up by ICI, so that whether it is a statutory audit, whether it is subtech, whether it is regtech, whether it is this our fintech, everywhere use of AI is now must.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, one student has asked, Tanya has asked one question that uh, give glimpse about the job opportunity for CA abroad.
CA abroad, you people can do CPA. So once you're a chartered accountant in India, that is, you've cleared your paper. There are certain papers which the other countries ask for. Clear them up, and then you can practice abroad also. And it is a wonderful career. You already have knowledge about. The only thing is you have to clear some of the paper in order to be a eligible person to practice abroad also.
Ma'am, now next question is, ma'am, with the rapid advancement of AI, how can we see future of CA after 5 to 10 years in different fields?
See, AI is being made by us, so it cannot take our places. The only thing is we should know how to ask AI. That is, knowledge is there with the AI also. The only thing we need is other skill set. And our skill set will come with a regular practice, with a regular knowledge which we need to derive from the field we are choosing.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question I would like to ask. Ma'am, there are many students who want to go for practice, but their soft skill is very low and they have very low network. So how they can build their soft skill and network for future?
Yes, that's a very good question. The point is, we as a chartered accountant are actually not having a very good network, because usually we are there in the books, but during your articleship, इसीलिए whenever I take the sessions, or if you talk about any chartered accountant, we'll always emphasize have your regular articleship. During the course of articleship, you have mentor as CA, your professional colleague, that is your subordinate as practicing, that is there will be a future CA. And when you go to the client, you have network. This is the time when you start building your network. And while you start practice, it is for a year, maybe it's 6 months, but I, in my personal opinion, since I'm also a practicing chartered accountant, it took me a year and two. since I don't have a very good backing. So it took me a year or two to make network. But I suggest during the time and during the development of network, don't think about the money, don't think about the fees, rather think about the relationship building. Because अगर आपको थोड़ा सा एक लेबर देकर या थोड़ा सा मेहनत कर कर फ्यूचर परफेक्ट करना है, तो वो वर्थ है कि आपको अभी मेहनत कर लेनी चाहिए, एंड फ्यूचर यू कैन गेट मनी आउट ऑफ इट. So relationship building is the most important thing if you're planning to do practice.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is, ma'am, nowadays a question is very demanding in the market, work-life balance. So how you will address the work-life balance in different sectors?
Yes, I can. I can. I need to buy a car. I'll tell you, this is a life example of work-life balance. I need to buy a car. The first thought which is there in my mind, for myself or for my family. If I say it, it is only for myself. That means I have a priority of work in my life over my family. But if I feel this car is for my family, this is a balance. Balance between my work, because it has provided me with the fund to buy the car, and I am happy to drive the car with my family. That's a balance. I'm happy in my family. So this is the best example I can have with ki work life balance is your opinion. Always remember ki uh, profession is till a stage of time, yeah, till a stage of life. After that you have to spend the time with your family. And initially if you did not spend time with family, how you'll ask your family to spend time when you require? So if you're buying a car for your family, that's a perfect example of work life balance.
Thank you, ma'am. The answer is very much engaging and relatable to everyone. Ma'am, Ayushi Jaiswal has asked, please clarify on this confusion, job versus practice. Uh, Job versus practice, as finance in the is the main need as we clear the exam. So we should dive into practice or should do job first and join practice as struggle to get clients in real life present scenario.
Okay. The if I understood it as like ki, once I clear up my CA, what should my priority? A job or a practice? Or I can do a thing like first I prefer a job and after that I do practice. This is what the question actually is about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, I have already told, and I'll once again say, see your surrounding, see your priority. If you are capable to cope with a year or two with financial crunches, this is the reality. In the initial phase of your practice, you won't be getting a huge amount of money. If you're able to cope up with that, then no doubt one should go with the practice, because practice is all yours. You're building your own empire, you're building your own client patronage. Whereas if you feel no, you need a flow of money right now, then go for a job. And once you're doing your job, then just think about you're working for someone else. I know you've been paid good for, and you'll be paid because you're a chartered accountant. But the point is, from 9 to 9, you're sparing your time in an organization, building the dream of others. So if you're happy doing that then job is good option. And if you feel you need to make dreams of your own self, then practice is a good option. Yeah, you can do something like this. If you're in a practice, you can explore teaching options also, so that you have a handsome amount of money also, as well as you have a networking also, because for some period of time you're doing teaching and the rest of the time you're doing your office.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. The very next question I want to ask is how to build soft skill, as the many of the details have you had given is very new for the students, as articleship or experience they can't get in those areas. So how they can build their soft skill to uh, to get into practice just after becoming CA in those areas which are untouched and they doesn't have any knowledge or skills.
इसीलिए पता है एक बात कही जाती है, द टेन्योर ऑफ आर्टिकलशिप इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट। हम कमी क्या करते हैं कि हमें हार्डशिप ना हो, हम अपने कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर ही नहीं आना चाहते। तो हम एक, मैं यूं नहीं कहती फर्म सारी अच्छी होती है, लेकिन आपको ये चीजें नोट करनी पड़ेंगी कि जिस फर्म को आप ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, जो आपका एम्प्लॉयर है, उसके यहाँ का एनवायरनमेंट कैसा है, कितना ऑटोमेशन हुआ हुआ है, कितना ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच है, क्योंकि उस टाइम पीरियड में ही आप समझेंगे कि आप किस तरह से अपने सॉफ्ट स्किल को डेवलप कर सकते हैं। मोर यू इंटरेक्ट, द मोर सॉफ्ट स्किल यू डेवलप। एट द सेम टाइम आईसीआई आपको हमेशा कहता है कि यू शुड परस्यू योर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग, एंड आई वंडर हार्डली पीपल परस्यू the industrial training. So this is the most important thing is all about, अपनी आर्टिकलशिप को बहुत सीरियसली लीजिए, क्योंकि आर्टिकलशिप एक वो एरिया होता है जब आप अपने करियर को चूज कर पाते हैं और आप अपना सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट अलोंग विद द सॉफ्ट स्किल डेवलप कर सकते हैं।
Thank you, ma'am, for taking the time to answer all those questions with such great details. Your response have been provided immense clarity to each and every student who will see this online on the YouTube later on. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude once to gain our esteemed speaker, CA Payal Chauhan ma'am, for her valuable time for sharing her wealth of knowledge with us today. It was a truly enriching session. A big thank you to our dignitaries, CA Ankur Gupta sir, Chairman CIRC, CA Jayant Kumar Tiwari sir, Secretary CIRC, CA Dhaval Kotai sir, CICASA Chairman CICASA CIRC, and all other dignitaries for their vision and making this event a great success. Thank you everyone for joining, and please be with us for future events. Thank you, you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It
Thank
was
you,
really a
sir.
great session.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I've tried myself to give as much as information I can.
मैम डेफिनेटली एक जो आपकी पूरी बात का अगर क्रक्स करे ना, तो क्रक्स वही था, डू वॉट एवर यू लव एंड यू
Exactly,
विल
sir.
नेवर फील टायर्ड टू डूइंग दिस थिंग।
बिल्कुल sir. Whatever is your passion should be your profession.
यस मैम।
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you, sir. Thank you.